Breaking, 3 nights, 114 injured, £91 million in flames. Britain isn't protesting anymore. It's collapsing. November 5th, 2025, 8:42 p.m, Belfast city centre. The Union Jack doesn't fly tonight. It burns. Across Northern Ireland, 37 migrant hotels are engulfed in fire. Over 100,000 people flood the streets. Not just Belfast, but London, Derry, Antrim, Newcastle. This is the largest civil uprising Britain has seen in more than a decade. And Westminster? Silent. If you want the full truth on what mainstream media won't cover, subscribe now, because this story gets darker. The targets aren't random. They're calculated. Migrant hotels. Government-funded shelters costing taxpayers £189 per person per night. The King's Crown Hotel in Lisburn alone, £7.8 million annually. Tonight, it's nothing but ash and twisted metal. Outside the High Street Hotel in Belfast, riot shields form a human wall. Behind them, flames consume what was once a shelter for 230 asylum seekers. Local firefighters report 19 separate arsons in just 24 hours. Derry, Lisburn, Ballymena. Every name is now a headline. Every city, a battleground. A young nurse named Sophie Mallister stands outside her flat in East Belfast, phone raised. Streaming live to thousands. Rain soaks her jacket, but she doesn't move. My rent went up 41% this year, she says, voice cracking. They tell me there's no money left for healthcare, no money for housing, no money for us, but there's money for this. She pans her camera toward the orange glow in the distance. Her video, 3.2 million views in 6 hours. The algorithm doesn't lie. Neither does the rage in the comments. She's not alone in her fury. An elderly veteran named Thomas Reed walks past the smoking ruins of the King's Crown Hotel, a Union Jack draped over his shoulders like a shroud. His eyes are wet, but his voice is steady. I fought for this country, he tells the cameras, reporters circling like vultures. I bled for this flag, but I don't recognise this place anymore. That clip runs on every network by evening. Sky News loops it. BBC plays it on repeat. Because this isn't just anger anymore. It's abandonment. It's betrayal. It's a generation that built a nation now watching it crumble. And the people? They're not asking for answers anymore. They're demanding them. Across the UK, the chant is the same. Where is Westminster? But Westminster has no answer. Just excuses. Just silence wrapped in bureaucracy. 9 p.m. An encrypted memo leaks from the Home Office. The kind of document that should never see daylight. 4 words buried in paragraph 3 change everything. Northern Command overstretched. Reserve units requested. Emergency protocols activated. Political approval for military deployment pending. That approval never came. And by 10:27 p.m, the cost of that delay becomes catastrophic. The first wave hits Parliament grounds in London. Thousands surge forward. Barricades buckle. Metal fences collapse like dominoes. Police deploy tear gas for the first time since the 2013 riots. Reporters on the ground describe the sound as a heartbeat of panic, the rhythmic thud of boots, batons, and bodies colliding. At 10:45 p.m, Downing Street releases a statement. Not a plan, not a solution, just 3 sentences of political sedative. The Prime Minister condemns the violence. Public safety remains our priority. Dialogue must continue. Dialogue. The word feels obscene when there are flames eating through concrete and glass. Dialogue ended when the first hotel burned. Dialogue ended when Sophie's rent doubled and her hospital lost funding. Dialogue ended when Thomas Reed realised the country he fought for no longer fought for him. Behind closed doors, the intelligence briefings are grim. MI5's regional desk tracks 52 encrypted communication channels, coordinating real-time crowd movements across 6 cities. The channels shift every hour. Moderators use VPNs, messages auto-delete. Police drones deployed over Belfast, jammed twice within 30 minutes. Cellular towers in Coleraine, burned to the ground. An internal Cabinet Office memo, leaked to The Guardian by midnight, reads, "Containment impossible. Public mood volatile. Recommend immediate intervention or risk systemic collapse." Systemic collapse. Those words don't appear in official government documents unless something has already broken. By 11 p.m, energy traders flag critical anomalies. Oil depots in Belfast and Larne report blockade attempts by civilian vehicles. Fuel trucks rerouted. Distribution networks severed. Within 2 hours, fuel availability across Northern Ireland drops 19%. Hospitals switch to backup generators. Ambulances ration diesel. And the government, still drafting statements. Midnight arrives, and with it, a chilling realization. This isn't contained. It's spreading. Across social media, one phrase dominates every trending list. Hashtag Britain on fire. Within 12 hours, it hits 64 million impressions. More than the 2024 general election, more than the Queen's funeral, more than any political moment in recent memory. This isn't a hashtag. It's a movement. Clips of riot officers kneeling in front of crowds go viral. Captions read, "We serve the people, not the politicians." Some clips show police removing helmets in solidarity. Others show officers openly weeping. The thin blue line, it's fracturing. And the question no one in power wants to ask is this: if the police stop defending the government, who will? By dawn, the economic toll becomes staggering. Consumer confidence drops 8% overnight. £1.2 billion wiped from retail markets in a single trading session. Flight bookings from Belfast to Dublin surge 46%. When citizens start fleeing their own country for a weekend of peace, you know the numbers aren't just statistics, they're a diagnosis. November 6th, 11:55 a.m. Westminster. The cameras are ready. The nation is watching. Prime Minister Keir Starmer steps to the podium, a single sheet of paper in his hands titled National Stability Address. He clears his throat, reads carefully. "My government condemns the violence in Northern Ireland and reaffirms our commitment to unity." No mention of the migrant hotel contracts. No mention of my 5 warnings. No mention of Sophie, Thomas, or the millions who feel forgotten. Just the hollow rhythm of political tranquilizers. Reporters shout from the back, "Prime Minister, will you suspend the asylum hotel programme? Will you visit Belfast? Do you take responsibility for this crisis?" He doesn't answer. He turns, he walks away. The broadcast cuts to black, and outside, the noise grows louder. By nightfall on November 6th, the numbers become unbearable. 142 injured, 53 arrested, £91 million in property damage, 27 police officers hospitalised. Public trust in government, 22%. A record low. Foreign press begins using a phrase that cuts deep: the Starmer collapse. In Brussels, a European diplomat speaks off-record to Reuters. Britain used to export stability, now it exports chaos. This is what happens when governments stop listening. CNN runs a segment titled, "Is Britain Ungovernable?" Al Jazeera asks, "Has the UK lost control?" The world is watching, and Britain is burning. But here's what the cameras aren't showing you. In the back streets of Belfast, away from the riots and the headlines, something else is happening. Something quieter, something the algorithm doesn't reward. Strangers who stood on opposite sides just hours earlier are now passing blankets through broken windows. A young migrant woman, still trembling from the fire that nearly killed her, helps an elderly man lift his fallen shop sign back into place. No cameras, no speeches, no politicians taking credit. Just people doing what governments forgot how to do: care. At a small church near Donegal Square, volunteers light candles for the injured. Catholic, Protestant, immigrant, local. Each flame is small, stubborn, equal. The city, for all its pain, still remembers how to hold itself together when no one else will. A teacher named Eileen walks to the scorched wall of the burned King's Crown Hotel. With a piece of chalk, she writes, "Forgiveness builds what fury burns." By morning, her message has been photographed, shared, and spread across every platform. It gets more engagement than any riot clip, more shares than any politician's statement. Because deep down, even in the roar of collapse, people recognise what truly matters, not who we blame, but what we become after. Britain is a nation born from reconstruction, rubble to rooftops, blitz to rebirth, war to welfare, silence to song. This country has burned before, and every time, it rebuilt itself. Not through government decree, but through the hands of ordinary people who refuse to give up. Maybe tonight's fire isn't the end of something. Maybe it's the beginning of a question we've ignored for too long. How much anger does it take to remember empathy? The flames will die. They always do. The buildings will rise again, but the lesson written in Belfast smoke will remain, carved into the memory of a generation. Strength isn't control. Strength isn't force. Strength is the compassion that survives the chaos. So here's the real question. Britain, is this a riot or a reckoning? Is this the moment we collapse or the moment we wake up? Are we the flames or are we the people passing blankets through broken windows? Drop your answer in the comments below. Your voice is the only thing still uncensored. And if you believe the truth still matters, if you believe Britain deserves better than silence and spin, then hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Because silence wins only when you stop listening. This is Brit Alert News. If you stand for truth, stay with us, because Britain just opened its eyes. And what happens next? That's up to you.